This is the first part of a two-part series of videos that talks about using the general digital angle finder as a inexpensive digital goniometer, which can also save all the readings. As you can see, I bought this from a company at the usual price, not even a sale price, for $39.99. In case some of you are like me and don't like to read long-winded instructions, this is the first page of the digital angle finders. As you can see, it's pretty simple. This is the second page of the digital angle finders quick start guide. The other thing that you will need to make this into a digital goniometer is either an iPhone or an Android phone or an Android tablet or an Apple iPad type device. This is because you will need to download the ToolSmart app from the internet, either from the iStore or from Google Play. Now I would like to demonstrate how you can make the ToolSmart digital angle finder into a more useful digital goniometer. The first step is to remove this very pointy metal piece from the back of the digital angle finder. This will be done by removing these 3 screws on the back of the device. Be careful not to lose the screws, as they are very small and probably difficult to find replacements for. We'll just set that over here for the time being. The next step is to go to a hobby store or some other place where you could buy some relatively thin, easy to cut plastic. In this case, I got this from a hobby store, so you'll have to do some creative cutting. As you can see, the doesn't have to be a perfect semicircle here. These holes need to be in the right places, however, so there may be some trial and error going on. The other thing I found useful is to use a label maker and draw an arrow in the middle of the plastic piece that you're going to be using to replace the metal piece on the we'll call it the digital angle finder. So I've done all this work beforehand, obviously, so now we're ready to attach it to the back of the digital angle finder. You obviously want the arrow to be in a position so that you can see it later on. Having a smaller piece also gives you better maneuverability when you're trying to do measurements on a patient. So let's go ahead and take the screws out of the metal piece here and put them back in to the bulk of the tool here. Okay, those screws are in there pretty snug. You don't need to over tighten, especially since you're going into plastic, and if you over tighten, it might break through the plastic. Okay, let me go ahead and turn this off so you can see how it works here. So there's these buttons over here. One is the on and off button. So you can see that right now it's saying it's 0.7, but we need to zero it because everything is lined up nice on the back here with your piece of plastic that replaced the metal piece. So this is now 0. And now you can take angles of different things. Let's take an angle of my iPad that we saw before. It should be a nice 90-degree angle, but let's see if that's the case or not. So what we can do is put it up against the device here, and I was not all that careful in probably cutting the plastic, so you can see it's off just a little tiny bit, but still pretty close to 90 degrees. I have the iPad up against the table, as well as the digital angle finder up against the table. And you can see again it comes pretty close. There are some levels on this device that could possibly come in handy if you have something that you want to make sure it starts out level and then get more precise measurements. That's a possibility. The levels are here and here. You could do some angles from this viewpoint too. Again, that level at this place could be helpful at times. So let me show you how to connect the digital angle finder device to the app on your phone or tablet. Again, you make sure this is set to 0 before you do any kind of measurements. Then you push the Bluetooth connect button here, and then it will after you push the connect on the application, it will have it ready to go. As you can see, again, both of them, the digital angle finder and the screen from the application, say 0. I change this a little bit and I push this button, and it will send that same measurement to the in this case an Android phone. And then on my Android phone I can take a screenshot of the measurements and then put them into the patient's record later on. I am currently working on trying to develop a software program that will upload to the electronic medical record automatically, but this might take some time as I have limited time to work on this. So let me now show you how you can use the altered digital angle finder as a goniometer. The first step is to start the ToolSmart app that you had to get either through Apple's website, the App Store, or from Google Play. So I've now started the app called ToolSmart on my Android phone, and it's ready to go. So what you do is just click on Just Measure, Angle Finder, and now you see at the bottom here it says Connect. So the digital angle finder device itself is ready to go. It's turned on. So in order to pair it using Bluetooth, you push this button here, and then you put this button here, Connect, and now it is connected. Okay, so if we want to take a angle or series of angle, we can put in the title of our measurements. We'll call this sample. Okay, and then when we want to actually save it, we'll do that here in a little bit. Okay, so this is, I'm going to lay the phone down and just take some different measurements. The way you take measurements, again, you bring this to whatever angle you want to try to check on a patient. Say they have a wrist contracture of some nature, so you could place it here and then see how much of a wrist contracture there is at this point. So again, if you wanted to get a wrist contracture, you could place it here and then get an idea of how much the wrist contracture is. In this case, around 30.8 degrees, 31 degrees basically. After you have decided that the angle is correct and all the planes of measurement are in the correct placement, you want to push the blue button, the Bluetooth button, and it will automatically then send that same angle to the application either on the iPad, iPhone, or the Android device. As you can see, it says 30.8 here, as well as on the finder. If you want to hurry up and get another measurement, say you want something, you measure something and it's basically 90 degrees, again, you can push the button. It'll send it to the application. You can enter the name if you want. One thing that you can do on some Android phones is do screen save, and that's by done like that. And so yeah, I've taken a picture of the different angles that I've obtained in the last few minutes. Those measurements that you found then can be put into the medical record. Be sure to watch the second of these two videos, which demonstrates how to use the digital angle finder and the application to find range of motion or contracture measurements. Thank you for watching this first of 2 videos about how to use a commercially available digital angle finder as a digital goniometer with storage of the information.